and I absolutely loved it. It wasn't a Frida book, somebody wouldn't break their ankle. I live for the crumbs of Charlie Koble. Hey, what's up? My name is Ange. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to be going over my November TBR. Starting off with a few things, right? We have a few things to catch up on super quick. If you're new here, hi. Haven't been here in a while, but I'm back. New location unlocked, so excuse the lighting situation. Can't find my filming light. We'll locate it at some point, but still trying to figure it out. That light's a little too bright. The back, I wanted the Christmas tree in it. You like my new tree? It sparkles. Anyway, new location. I moved out, so that's like been a whole thing. Also, I got some new sparkly bling on my hand, if you cannot see. So many things have changed over the last time that I filmed, which was sometime in the summer. I really do want to get back to recording and posting. I miss BookTube so much, so hey, I'm back. Let's try this whole thing again. As you can see, right, we got the crew neck, the skeleton drinking iced coffee, but Christmas. Of course, we got the Christmas tree in the background, the bad lighting. We got, can't pick them up, all of them, but we got some books to go over. I actually had the best reading month that I had all year. In November, I read 9 books. That is the best reading month that I've had all year. I was so proud of myself. I literally just pushed through. I read on my Kindle, I listened to audiobooks, I read physical books, like literally all 3. I had like an audiobook at one point, a physical book, and a Kindle book. And I needed to get to my goal because the entire year I was behind on my goal. I was doing terribly. Now, at the time that I was speaking, I am 1 book ahead of schedule. So, round of applause for me. Round of applause for me. Thank you, everybody. Let's get into the 9 books that I read during November. So the first book, I've been on a Frida kick. So the first book I read was One by One by Frida McFadden, and it is a psychological thriller that follows 3 couples who are going on a secluded getaway all together. They are on their way there when the van breaks down, and then they're starting to get picked off one by one, which makes everybody question one another, and it's really creepy. And it wouldn't be a Frida McFadden book if somebody didn't break their ankle. I feel like I was just talking to my brother about this, and it was like, if it wasn't a Frida book, somebody wouldn't break their ankle. I feel like every single time somebody's hurting their ankle. Can anyone back me up on this? But anyway, someone breaks their ankle. Just a slight spoiler for you. Them being picked off one by one forces them to kind of show secrets and find things out about each other because they're expecting that only one person is going to make it out alive. I read this book so quickly. I always choose a Frida McFadden book when I want to like catch up on my reading goal, which is exactly what happened for me. Sometimes I feel like Frida McFadden's books are very like too unpredictable to the point where it's like, that was so out of left field. How was I even supposed to know that that was going to happen? How was I supposed to guess it? Maybe you're not. But sometimes I don't always like that. So this one I felt was more like, I guess you could say, like realistic. I really did like the ending. I have to say that I was shocked because it's like it twists and then it twists again and then it twists again and again and again and again. And I really did enjoy that. So I would recommend this book. I think that this is one of her older books, but I could be wrong. But I thought that it was really good. The next book that I read was also another Frida McFadden book, and that one was Ward D. So this one is about Amy, and she's becoming a doctor, so she's doing her rotations like throughout different specialties, and she is spending the night in the mental health unit. Oh my god, this one like I think genuinely creeped me out. They're locked in for like 12, I think it was 12 hours. I think it was a 12-hour shift. So this entire book takes place over 12 hours. I was like, literally the entire time. It was so scary. It was so creepy. I did not expect the twist. I feel like this one truly did shock me and was super interesting. I loved the characters. For me at least, I felt like the main character wasn't like, for lack of better terms, like stupid or like had no common sense, because sometimes with thrillers or like even scary movies, you're like, no, literally don't run into the house when you could be running out of the house. Like they're literally in there. I felt like I really liked Amy, and then the ending, or was it like an epilogue? Was it an epilogue? I can't remember if it was like a last chapter or an epilogue. I want to check. Yeah, the epilogue. Are you kidding? And so many of Frida, this is what I love, so many of Frida McFadden's books make you be like, oh my god, I need more. Like the epilogue makes me need a book of like the continuation of what the epilogue was, because you're gonna end the book like that and I'm just gonna have to wonder. No, not okay with me. This one was so good. If you have not read this one, I highly recommend it. I believe it was last year or the year before I picked up A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. So when I picked that one up, I picked up the second, the third book, and then the prequel that I never read. I was a little hesitant at first because I was like, how are we gonna get a second and a third book from like the continuation of like the first book, like knowing how that one ended? But I was pleasantly surprised by the second book because it was staying true to who Pip was and what she did and what like all the friends and everything like that, while also switching up the story and not being a repeat of what the first book was, which I found very interesting. So I was really excited to go into the third book this month, which was As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. Again, book 3, the finale of it. This one, Pip is really just messed up from how the last investigation ended, and she feels like she's being watched. She feels like she's being stalked. It really gives you a good insight into how much traction her podcast had gotten her and what that did to her, because she has such a big following and is dealing with so many things with it. Pip does discover a new case within this book, and she finds a connection between her stalker and the serial killer who she's investigating. I found this one so interesting. I literally flew through this book. I really loved these. I was a little nervous because I feel like I'm starting to grow out of young adult, but something about Holly Jackson will do it for me every single time. Highly recommend if you have not read the series, or if you are like me and were a little bit afraid to continue on with the series. I think that Holly Jackson did a great job at continuing the series, something that you would think that would be like fine as one book, but still keeping it interesting while staying true to who the characters are, and again, making it so interesting to keep on reading. The next book that I read was Killjoy by Holly Jackson, which was the prequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This one is just basically about those, what is it called? Like, oh, murder mystery party with her friends. So it just takes place across the one night with her friends. I thought that it was okay. I don't think you have to read it if you don't have it. If you don't want to read it, I don't think that it was anything crazy, add anything to it. I had all of the books, so I just figured let me pick it up real quick if I just finished that book. So here we are. I was kind of, I'll be honest, a little bit bored through it, but I love her writing. I just feel like this was something that's not necessary to the plot line that you don't need to read it. Again, it takes place before all of these do. She just is at this murder mystery party and then is like, hey, I know what I'm gonna do my project on, which then the first book follows. So I thought it was cool to get to know them, but I don't think many people have read this book before they've read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Maybe people have, but I don't see this talked about like literally ever. The next book that I picked up was actually on my Kindle, which is somewhere, don't even know where it is. If you don't know me, I am a huge fan of The Addicted Calloway Sisters by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I absolutely love those books. I'm thinking about rereading them. Do I reread them? Is that like my goal for 2026? Reread my favorite series? I feel like probably would be like a really good idea. So anyway, back to like what we're supposed to be talking about. We have The Addicted Calloway Sisters, and then we have the Like Us series, which is their kids or some of their kids. I have talked about the Like Us series, I feel like a couple of times, and I hate to say that I didn't really enjoy them as much as I was hoping that I would, but I think it was, I don't remember when the release date was. Krista and Becca Ritchie released the Burn Bright, which is the book 1 in Cobalt Empire. I think it was Cobalt Empire series, which again, Rose and Connor, my loves, they are my favorites. So it's their kids, so it's going to follow the rest of their kids that weren't covered in the Like Us series. I am so excited. I had a few of the Like Us books like physically, so I read all of those, but if you don't know, the Like Us series is completely on Kindle Unlimited, so I figured let me download all of them so that I have them just in case they ever leave Kindle Unlimited, and I'll just read that when I'm looking for something on my Kindle. So I got to it and I read Misfits Like Us by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This one follows Luna Hale and Paul Donnelly. So Luna Hale is the second born to Lily and Lo. She is their first daughter. The Like Us series is all billionaires and bodyguards. I don't remember what I've seen people say, but they're all bodyguard romances. I was a little bit nervous for for Luna and Donnelly, but I have to say now, because spoiler alert, I finished all 3 of their books and then finished the series this month, I absolutely loved them. I thought that they were so interesting, and they definitely are my favorite couple. Well, no, I love Max Moff and Farrow. Okay, anyway, them two, they were a really, really good couple, and I really did enjoy their stories. I can't really give away too much about what the books are without ruining the series itself, because if you don't know anything about the Addicted and Calloway Sisters universe, it's basically, I've seen like a character study, so you're seeing their lives, like it's just a continuous timeline, and you can go to their website if you want to see like the timeline version of it, because they have like a whole layout of like how the books take place, like from May to August, this is what like this book takes place in, like that. So it's a continuous timeline, and it's not that they don't have a plot, because each one of them has like a plot obviously, but you're just following through their lives as they navigate different things and being billionaires, having these bodyguards who are dealing with their own things, navigating their relationships. You have the paparazzi, you have fans, you have this, you have that. Like, it's just so interesting to read about them. My favorite part about these series, right, or this series, is getting the crumbs from the Addicted Calloway Sisters. So being able to like see Lo like be a dad and how he treats like his daughter, like nothing compares for me to the core 6. I absolutely love them. So again, seeing their kids, like I was kind of let down in the beginning. I love Maximoff and Farrow, and then like didn't love Jane's book, which I was really disappointed in. And then I really didn't like Sully's books. I feel bad saying it, but they just weren't for me personally. I was a little hesitant going into Luna and Donnelly's book, but pleasant surprise, I absolutely loved it. I really did find everything about it super interesting. So enjoyed that. And then immediately I went into Unlucky Like Us, which is book number 12. Continues on with Luna and Donnelly, continues on with their story, and navigates things that they have going on in their lives that I refuse to spoil in this. If you want a whole guide to Addicted Calloway, Like Us series, and all of that, please let me know. I would love to do like a reading vlog, or like of the whole series again, like a guide. Let me rant, or honestly like somebody just contact me to talk about this series, like the Addicted Calloway and Like Us, because I just want to talk about it. I just want to talk about it. I love it. Okay, so I dove into Unlucky Like Us, which is book number 12, and again, just the continuation of them. At the same time, like I said, that I was holding like a physical book, and then I had a audiobook, and then I read stuff on my Kindle, so I'm reading Unlucky Like Us on my Kindle. At the same time, that throughout pretty much the entire month, I had Made for Each Other by Lynn Painter on an audiobook. This one is following a house cleaner named Abby who has something going on in her house. So she is cleaning an apartment and she decides, like, let me just stay there. And then all of a sudden these people walk into the house and they're like, oh my god, Abby, I didn't know you'd be here. And she's like, what? And it turns out that the guy's house or apartment that she is cleaning actually went and told everybody that he has a girlfriend named Abby, spelled differently, but whatever, and blah 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 blah. But it was a complete lie. He had no idea who Abby was. He didn't know like that was like his house cleaner. He just wanted to appeal more and fit in more at the company that he's working for, and he felt like that would help him, so he made up like this fake girlfriend. So we have a fake dating thing going on here. I don't know if I said his name. His name is Declan. Did I say his name? I got interrupted. Jake came down the steps. So I completely lost all track, because no matter the fact that I have been literally filming myself since high school, on and off obviously, but filming myself through high school, I cannot for the life of me speak to a camera in front of somebody else. And I also have this thing where I cannot focus on two things at once. So anyway, his name is Declan. It is an enemies to lovers, fake dating kind of thing. I went back and forth between liking it, not liking it, that kind of thing. I felt like there was just a lot happening for like a book that doesn't even seem that long. And I normally love Lynn Painter, so I felt like this was going to be like a great read, right? I feel like it was just okay for me. Again, it felt very like just very long. It wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't bad. So I think that I would put this like in the 3-star range. I kind of stopped rating my books. I want to do better in 2026 to not do that so much, but I felt like it was okay. It was good. Like, I'm glad that I read it, got it off of my physical TBR, because that's a goal that I have for 2026. And yeah, I thought that it was okay. The next book that I read after I listened to the audiobook, I at the same time, like I said, was reading Unlucky Like Us. So when I finished Unlucky Like Us, I immediately picked up the final book in the series, which is Nobody Like Us, which book number 13. I read 13 of these books. I feel like I did it over the course of about a year or so, because I took a break for a while because I really wasn't loving like a couple in the series. But I was back, like I said, and again, continuation of Luna and Donnelly. I live for the crumbs of Charlie Cobalt. I love him. I cannot wait for his book. Books number 2 and 3 were just announced. We have Ben, Tom, and Audrey. But where is Charlie? Charlie's is going to be the 6th book. It's going to be the final book, and I'm going to have to wait like forever for it. But I am so excited for Charlie's book. If Charlie's book isn't like 1,500 pages, I don't want to read it. I don't want to read it unless it's the longest book that I've ever read in my life. Because I feel like, I think Charlie deserves his own series. I really do. I love him. I love him. I love the Cobalts. I love Charlie. This is not about Charlie. This is about Luna and Donnelly, but whatever. Anyway, their story was really good. I really did like all of their books as well, but I'm super excited to move on to the Cobalt series. The last book that I read is kind of a newer release. I feel like it didn't come out that long ago, but we're back on the Holly Jackson train. I read Not Quite Dead Yet, and I absolutely loved it. If you have not read this, go read it right now. Go pick it up. This isn't a question. I'm not asking you. Go pick it up right now. This is a mystery thriller about 27-year-old Jet who walks into her house one night. I believe it was after Halloween, and nobody's in the house except for her dog, and then all of a sudden she gets hit in the head and someone tries to murder her. Go read it. It's great. So she actually ends up living through it, and she has 7 days until her aneurysm erupts, and she wants to solve her own murder. There was a point in this book that I was genuinely scared, and I was home alone, and I literally like read the chapter and I was like, we're going to leave now. I walked out the door and I didn't come back until someone else was here, because I was just nervous. I loved it. I loved every single second of it. I loved the characters. I was shocked. I felt like I was like grasping for like an answer somewhere, but I couldn't get it. And then I was actually shocked by the ending. There were so many things revealed. The characters had me like literally twirling around like, what the heck is happening? But it was so good. So good. If you haven't read it, please go and read it. This was amazing, and I'm so happy that I got to it. So those are all of the books that I read in the month of November. These are all my physical books, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 9 books that I read this month, and I feel like overall it was a great reading month. I am so happy that I was able to get ahead of my reading goal, which was great. And I feel like for the most part I read really good quality books. I really enjoyed them. I was happy. Like, I finished a series. Actually, I finished 2 series. The Like Us series I finished, and then The Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I finished that. I got through books on my physical TBR. I got to a book that I really wanted to read during the year. Like, overall, like, it was just a great month, and I figured, you know what, why not celebrate this great month by posting YouTube videos? So that is why, let's hope I have great reading months every single month, which I'm not going to, but let's hope that I do, because then you get this. So that brings this video to an end. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you all next time. Bye.